All right, Shalom. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone who well. Peace and salutation, all the occupant pushing this truth without righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Tazama Debar coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah. And through the spirit, I wanted to do a real quick lesson laying back off one of the beloved elder brothers in the Mississippi camp. He did a lesson basically going on how Esau Edom is basically trying to come up against the Israelites, man. And I'm gonna make this video going off his lesson. Lord willing, is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shah. And I'm gonna just jump straight into it, and Lord willing, is edifying.
Way to protect ourselves from new variants that could arise. The plan is for every adult.
He was about to say Israelite.
That's the best way to protect ourselves from new variants that could arise. The plan is for every adult.
Every Israelite. One more time.
That's the best way to protect ourselves from new variants that could arise. The plan is for every adult.
See, it's all about their birthright. Okay?
That's right. Hey, the brothers in the spirit. That's right. Esau Edom it's all about that birthright, man. And the scriptures say, man, our enemy make a tumult against me. Tumult goes back to the council, crafty council. This is what you see they're doing, man. And we see Esau Edom. He's basically up to his old tricks again, trying to get back to that birthright, man, because he knows that he's finished. You can clearly see that this devil's on his way out, man. And all these other nations, they come up against him and conspire together to come up against the Israelites, man. And this is why they're so hell bent on Jake's taking that Crown Royal Maxine, man. On Jake's taking the jab, man. And I'm just jump straight into it. It's the book of Psalms 37, verse 12. The wicked plotted against the just. Who's the wicked? Job 9:24. It's Esau Edom, man. And who's the just? Jacob, man. And it says the wicked plot against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. And this is what you see he's about to do. He's got to try to come down with great wrath upon the Israelites, man. It said the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his days is coming. And that's the Lord is laughing at Esau Edom, man. Because Esau Edom time is short, man. When you read Job 14:5, his days are appointed that he cannot pass, man. He see that his time is up, man. This is why he's coming down with great wrath, man. Revelation 12:12, man. Verse 14. The wicked have drawn out his sword and have bent his bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. This is why he's trying to go so hard on this, on misinformation, on trying to demonize people for speaking out against his draconian legislations that he's about to bring forth, and why he's going so hard to trying to get in these communities that didn't take the juice, man. And who is that? It's majority of the Israelites, man, the Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanics. This is why he's going to go so hard, man. Real quick, Psalm 62, verse 3. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a taunting fence. Real quick, they only consult to cast him down from his ecstasy, man. That's what you see he's doing, man. They consult together. All these nations come together to come up with plans to do what, man? To cast Jake down from his ecstasy, man. This is why you see him. He's so hell bent on the tribes taking the juice. He's so hell bent on the tribes taking his venom, man. Let me read it again. Psalm 62, verse 4. They consult to cast him down from his ecstasy. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. It's a lie. And this is what you see, man. They delight in lies, man. Everybody know that a lot of people is dying from that Satan's juice, man. A lot of people is dying. And Esau Edom, his own people, was making videos and telling you not to take the juice. And they said what? They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly, man. They say it's for the greater good. We're trying to help these people, man. We want you first in line. We understand that you always been last. We want to make sure you're first ones to get it. But he said what, man? Let's let it play again. He said what?
Every adult.
He was about to say Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to protect ourselves from new variants that could arise. The plan is for every adult.
Every Israelite.
That's right. Every Israelite, they consult to cast him down. Esau Edom wants his birthright back, man. So that all these nations, they come together, conspire together to do what? To cast Jacob down. They want to keep Jake in that dumbed down state of mind, man. And putting that juice in, that Satan juice in them, will keep them far from their power. And these devils know that, man. These devils, they consult together and do things like this to keep Jake from knowing he's an Israelite, and keep Jake in that dumbed down state of mind, man. Real quick, Psalm 64:1. Hear my voice, O Lord, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of thy enemy. And that's the mindset you have to be in, man. Preserve our life from the fear of the enemy. Who's the enemy? Esau, Edom. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. It says a secret counsel, man. Secret counsel goes by people who conspire together to do wickedness, man. It says from the insurrection of workers of iniquity. Who is that, man? Who's doing all these wicked acts across the world, man? Who's the one coming up with all these mandates and making people take the juice, man? Esau, Edom, man. The so-called elites, man, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And this is why they're doing what they're trying to demonize people and speaking out against the wickedness that he's trying to push on other people, man. They that they may shoot at secret at the perfect. Who's a perfect, man? Jacob, man. But on this side is what? It's the elect, man. Let me keep going. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, and they don't fear Yahweh Shemel Shah. But Esau Edom so hell bent on getting his birthright back, man. Let me keep going. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They communion a lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And that's what Esau Edom do. He has his secret councils, his so-called Illuminati, and things like that. Illuminati goes back to what? Enlightened ones, man. Enlightened ones in a what? In a wicked ass and dark society, man. That's why you read Isaiah 16:2. It says, gross darkness cover the earth, and gross darkness people, man. Verse 6. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both in inward thought of their every one of them, and their heart is deep. And that's what you see, man. Esau Edom has searched out a way so he can try to keep Jake from his power, man. Everybody understands that when they put this juice in you, a lot of people saying that they feel like it's that part of that taking with that God gene, man, going back to your pineal gland, man. And they understand that, man. Because Esau Edom, he's a damn devil, man. He's wiser than Daniel. Verse 7. But Yahweh should shoot at him with the arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded, man. And the Most High is doing what? He's casting them down with his word. But at the end of the day, he's gonna shoot at arrows with these ICBM missiles and them laser beams, man, and cast this devil down, man. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. And that's what you see they're doing. Because a lot of these so-called people that's exposing this Esau Edom, man, a lot of Edomites is exposing this agenda of the New World Order, man. A New World Order is starting with this Maxine to crash the economy and bring forth what? Draconian laws and what? Mandates, medical martial law, all these things that they have in place, man. All that see them shall flee away. And this is why you see all the other nations fleeing away from Babylon the Great, man. But at the end of the day, they all consulted together to keep Jake from who they are, man. Let me keep going, because all of them want to push it. They all want a piece of the pie, man. It said, all the men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart and glory, man. That's what you see in the men of the Lord. We trust in Yahweh Shemel Shah, because we understand that this is the works of Esau Edom that's trying to push forth his new world order to keep his birthright, man. And all these nations conspire together to keep us from our power, man, to keep us from our birthright, man. Let me keep going. Psalms 81:1. Keep not, O silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, man. Let's look at that word tumult, because it came out again. Let's see. Esau Edom's playing with the damn. Give me a second. Slocky. Let's see. Let's go to the Strongs. You know how it's like he switched the words up, man. I jump back. It says, although thy enemies make a tumult, tumults really go back to agreement together, man. It says, and they that have hate thee have lifted up their head. And it's all our enemies, man, all these heathen nations. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. Just talking about the Israelites, man, all these other nations, man. And it's going to give you a very, very very key descriptions of the people that's doing this, man. It said they have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may not be known in remembrance." It says the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, and that's what these nations have done, man. The transatlantic slave trade, all these Dutch slave trades, the Arab slave trade, all these slave trades, they came together and they kept they kept us from our power. But we understand that was prophecy, man. Going back to Deuteronomy 28:68, man, and also Jeremiah 17:5, man. We fell away from our heritage, man. Verse 5. But they have consulted together with one consent. They have confederate against thee. And that's what you see all these nations, man. They conspired together to keep us from our power and keep us from knowing who we are, man. And let's get the nations break. Let's get who are the nations, man. It says the tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man, that's the chief enemy of the nation of Israel, man. It says the Ishmaelites, your so-called Arabs, man. Why you think they always in the hood? It says Moab, your so-called Chinese man. It says the Hagarenes, the so-called Africans, Gabal and Ammon, man. Gabal represents the Hamites, and Ammon represents the so-called Japanese, man. It says Amalek. Amalek is one of our chief enemies, and the chief nation of Edom, man. He's the head tribe of the nation of Edom, the so-called gutter rats in 1948. It says the Philistines, the inhabitants of Ta'ar. It said Ashur also enjoined with them. They have harpened the children of Lot, Salah, and that's what you see, man. You see a lot of these damn heathens came together, man, and a lot of them are heathens also, these damn Hamite nations, man. And you see that, man. Why you think they call you Jacob here in the land Katas, man? They call you Kata represents what? Well, slave niggas or something to that effect, man. But it represents you as slaves here in the Babylon the Great, because they don't consider you, man. They look at you as the low as the low, man. But not understanding that's really these heathen are the real low of the low, man. And you Jakes, man, you Nicolaites and Native Americans, we the prince of the power, man. But these nations are conspired together to keep us from our power, man. And they know that, man. Real quick, Judah 5, chapter 5, verse 17. They sinned not before their power, they prospered, because Yahweh Shem Shai had hated iniquity was with them, and they know when we keep the law, statutes, commandments, and we sin not against our power, the Most High he's dealing with us, man. We're prospering the land, and we know that these nations know that they'll be under our foot, man. Just when you read the King Solomon, King David, man, all the great stories, verse 18. But when they depart from the way which they have appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and they laid captives captives into a land that they was not theirs, and the temple of their power was cast into the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. And that's what happened, man. We was cast away from our heritage, man. The Most High turned his back on us, man. He turned his back on us while we was committing all these iniquities in the land, following the ways of the heathen. The scriptures say, follow not the ways of the heathen, man. Why? Because we follow the ways of the heathen, it leads to our destruction, man. That's why the scriptures say, envy not thy oppressor and choose none of his ways. You envying your oppressor while your oppressor is trying to set up the snare to keep you far from your power, man. And we can clearly see that this devil has a hidden agenda that want to bring forth his new world order and keep you Jason subject under to him, man, under to the new Pharaoh, which is Esau Edom, man. That's why this lesson is called that enemies make a tumult, man. They make a tumult to keep you far from your power and keep you in a position of being servitude under them, man. That's why you Nicolaites and Native Americans, it behoove you to turn back to Yahweh Shema Shaka, because you can clearly see that this devil's on his way out, man. And our enemies, all these heathen nations, hey, they're done, man. They're done through the spirit, man. So with that, Lord willing, just a quick lesson that, hey, man, showing that all these nations have conspired together to keep us in the position of slavery and keep us in a low state of mind and not coming back to Yahweh Shema Shah, man. So with that, Lord willing, is edifying. I almost say, call hello, you lie, Yahweh, by Shemi Shah, by Shema Kakadash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone of the well. Peace and sanitation, all the argument pushing this truth without righteousness and sincerity. Shalom.